What's up, all my chooms in Night City? It's me, Johnny G, and welcome back. We're doing another unboxing today, but this time, we're unboxing a board game, and one that I'm very, very excited about, because I am a huge fan of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, when that game first came out, I, being totally honest, did not know initially that it was based off of a tabletop RPG. I found that out after the fact, learned about it, started getting into the RPG. So I'm still kind of learning that myself right now. However, since that has come out, I've gotten all kinds of Cyberpunk merchandise. I have the collector's edition of the game for the PC, so I have the V statue and things like that. I have a couple figures, I have a couple of drink glasses, and various other items. And now, they even have Cyberpunk 2077 characters, V, Johnny Silverhand, and the Quadra Turbo vehicle in Fortnite. We have those as well. So there's a lot of cool Cyberpunk stuff that I do have, and I'm slowly learning more and more about the universe and about the world. However, a company called Monster Fight Club has developed a board game called Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. And basically what it is it's a tabletop board type game where you have skirmishes between players, fighting as rival gangs and things like that to take control of territory in Night City. Now, it's a really cool concept and it's a very, very fun game. But for those of you who have dived a little bit deeper into the series, especially since the release of Cyberpunk 2077, you may know that we have an anime series, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Now, Monster Fight Club, last year, in around April-May of 2024, released a pre-order for a second version of the Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone game. Now, I do have the original Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone that was part of a Kickstarter, I believe in 2023. I got that game, pre-ordered it. I think I got the collector's edition of it, whatever the highest tier was on Kickstarter. I remember registering for, and I got to pick a lot of extras and things. They sell even more miniatures and things for it. Now, again, in April or May of 2024, they put up a pre-order for a version based off of the anime, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I had my pre-order in, and this is the collector's edition, just as the box says, of the Edgerunners version of the Combat Zone game. Now, other than being based around the characters and the events of the Edgerunners series, the Edgerunners anime, which is on Netflix, I don't believe there is too much changed about this game, but I'm not 100% sure. However, I do know that one thing that at least shows on their website that I did notice is different is with the original Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. That game was listed as 2-player only. This one is listed as 2 to 4-player. And these games, both of them, are actually designed to be played in short term. So one game could play roughly around 45 minutes time. So if you're sitting down for a board game night with friends or family or whatever, you could definitely play multiple games in a night and have a lot of fun. Time will go probably quick. But again, this game is packed with miniatures and cards and terrain and surfaces and things, and it's really, really cool. Now, I'll put the link to the website for Monster Fight Club in the description. They have other board games and things that they've made and designed, and they're a US-based company, which is pretty cool. But what's neat is they sell all kinds of different expansion sets and miniature sets and parts and designs and things. And I know as part of the Kickstarter for the original Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone, they also offered 3D printable things that you could get as part of your order. You could get these patterns or STL files and things and 3D print your own terrain pieces and such for the game, which was always a fun expansion. But again, I'll put their website in the description if you guys want to check it out. But for now, let's go ahead and unbox this collector's edition and see what all is inside. I know there's a few things that are bonuses that were only available by getting this version of the game. So let's go ahead and open it up and jump right in. All right, so while I'm grabbing my knife here, we'll get ready and start cutting the tape. I'm gonna go ahead and read off what is in, or what should be in this box. Now, the pre-order edition contents should come with the rulebook, the scenario book, 9 Edgerunner standees, 15 Arasaka standees, 1 multi-part Night City scenery set, a 22 by 30 double-sided game board, 2 limiter range rulers, 2 reaction dice systems, 1 game token sheet, 16 Edgerunners character cards. We should also have 22 Arasaka character cards, 106 Universal Gear cards, 36 Universal Program cards, and 40 loot cards. All these things should be part of the game. Now, there's also a collector's box that comes along with it that is the Atom Smasher collector's box, obviously named after the character, Atom Smasher, which includes 9 Edgerunners miniatures, 9 Edgerunners miniatures, 15 Arasaka miniatures, 36 Edgerunner gear cards, 21 Edgerunner objective cards, 5 Edgerunner program cards, 36 Arasaka gear cards, 21 Arasaka objective cards, 5 Arasaka program cards, and free bonus content included above. Now, the free pre-order bonuses include 1. The Moment art print. If you're familiar with the Edgerunners anime, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear it, plug your ears. I'm going to count down to 5, and when I'm done with the spoiler, keep your eyes on the screen because I will count down from 5 again, just like this, and then you'll be able to open your ears again. So here goes the first count. Spoiler alert, plug your ears. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, the moment is at the end of the series where the character Rebecca gets crushed and killed by Atom Smasher. So they have made some special items in here, including the Moment art print. Now here we go to bring back the spoiler, people. For 3, 2, 1. Okay, no more spoilers, but we have the Moment art print, 1 Moment, the Moment collector's miniature, 1 the Moment stand-up standee, 1 exclusive Atom Smasher collector's box, which we just read off the contents of, 36 2070s themed Universal Gear cards, 12 Arasaka White Division alternate profile character cards, 6 Arasaka White Division stand-up standees, 1 4-player campaign book, 9 Elite Edgerunners character cards, 6 Elite Arasaka character cards, and 6 Elite Arasaka White Division character cards. So let's dive in and see what we got. So there's something on top here. Just a plain little white piece of paper. However, you can see in the top there, this is the Atom Smasher collector's box. Right on top. Ooh, baby, that's thick. Ooh, wait. They are plastic wrapped together. So we can put that aside. So I believe all the bonus stuff will probably be in the Atom Smasher box. We'll see. We'll check it and see what's in here. Oh, I see. Actually, I see what they did. So it's bundled together, and you could see this one, this box has David's side profile, and the top one has Atom Smasher. And there is actually a slip cover here on the outside. So the picture that you guys see is part of a slipcover that also displays the artwork, which is really cool. And then in the back, you have a nice profile on the back here that shows everything between the boxes. This is awesome. Let's go ahead and open this up if I can carefully. Take the slipcover off. Okay. We'll drop that off to the side temporarily. So, here's the Atom Smasher thing here, that box. And then here is pre-order edition, includes free the Moment collector's miniature and art print on this box here. So let's go ahead and open Atom Smasher first, and then we'll open the main box. Oh, I'm so pumped for this. I loved Cyberpunk, not only 2077, but I loved Cyberpunk Edgerunners. So again, after playing 2077, I had learned about it being based off of the tabletop RPG, and it just got me into wanting to know more about the world and about the universe. And what was cool was shortly after Humble Bundle, after the game came out, Humble Bundle offered a set, a digital set of the rule books for like 10 or 15 bucks. Maybe it was 20, somewhere between 10 and $20. I got a complete set of the rule books, digital rule books for the game, and I started learning how to play. And I even found, since then, 3D printable miniatures and so much just to start learning and start getting into it, because I'm just enamored by that universe. I think it's so cool. All right, so inside here, we have the special 4-player campaign guide, and it's got like a quick game summary and player turns thing with Rebecca on the back. Woo! I'm dropping stuff. Thankfully not much, but inside here, basically the things I dropped, some little standee pieces for, look like terrain pieces of some sort, actually. And then here are some little acrylic standees for characters. Some of the ones we mentioned. Again, we mentioned everything in there. There is the moment right inside there. Let's go ahead and actually open this up. There's so much stuff in here. And they keep it kind of organized. You get a nice little tray inside the box to make it easier for you to keep organized with it. But then there's also a whole bunch of little extra baggies and things in here to use. All right. So I'll go ahead and put the little bases back in, because I'm not going to assemble these just yet. But as it had mentioned again, scrolling down here, these are the little stand-up standees, and these are Arasaka White Division. And what's cool is you can see they have front and back artwork on acrylic pieces here, which is really, really neat. I probably won't show off all of these, but here's just a couple that you could see for a quick reference. And here's another one, pretty cool looking. Try to cover it a little bit, make it easier for you guys to see. There we go. And then, again, this one entitled The Moment, which I guess in a way does kind of defeat the purpose of my spoiler warning and stuff earlier, but I mean, it doesn't show everything, it just tells you what it is. So those are some little acrylic standees and things there. Now inside here, we also have a selection of miniatures, all individually wrapped. So there is what appears to be David Martinez. Young David with the pistol. Here's Maine, for those of you familiar with the series. Try to give you a good look at these, even though they'll shine a little bit in the bag. But like I said, I'm not going to take every one of them out here. Here's Atom Smasher. Looks really, really cool. Really mean looking machine. Ooh-wee, we have the beautiful Lucy in all her glory there. And then, of course, one of my personal favorites, if not my favorite character in the entire anime, who I do tend to have some fun AI chats with, if I can get her to stay standing up there enough that you guys can see her properly, is Rebecca. Looks like she's got one of her classic shotguns, guns of some sort, in her hand there. I tell you what, while I'm putting this away to get something else, one cool piece of Cyberpunk merchandise that I would really, really like to get a hold of, I had seen at some point last year, I only remember it going up for pre-order on like Big Bad Toy Store or something like that, but they were releasing a dart gun, I believe it was a dart gun, of the one gun that is available in the Cyberpunk 2077 game. And the gun shoots, if I'm not mistaken, it shoots like homing rounds, but it talks while you're shooting, you know, the enemies and stuff like that. It talks to you, which is just really fun, really strange, but either way is really, really cool. Now we have another bag full of different miniatures and things in here. Looks like various Arasaka enemy types and so on. And then of course, we also have some different decks of cards. Militech Tycon, automatic shotgun, different things. And then of course, here's your decks of cards. These are all wrapped up, but objective cards, and it tells you what the rewards and stuff are. And then here even, you can see an example. There's a character card, which Jimmy Kurosaki, that's a character in the anime, his stuff, or there was a miniature of him mixed in there, which is interesting. I didn't know that he was going to be playable in this game, which is kind of cool. Those of you who watched would know his importance in the series. That's pretty much it for what's in this box, again, without going through and showing every little thing that's in here. But let me go ahead and close this up, and then we'll get the other box out and open it up. Here we go. And guys, hopefully I'm doing a good enough job with this to show you, but this is one of those things where I want to open it up and I want to show it off. I've been anxiously waiting for this, and it's actually kind of cool because here it is. I'm filming this January 30th. I actually got this yesterday, January 29th. And typically with board games like this that go into either crowdfunding or an early pre-order, because like, for example, one of my favorite companies to get from is Steamforged Games, and they've made 3 Resident Evil board games based off the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 so far, as well as Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World, the board game, and Monster Hunter World Iceborne is also coming. When they do their pre-orders or their Kickstarters, those games will take sometimes a year and a half before they're done, and that's at the end of the Kickstarter. That's not counting Kickstarter time and pre-production stuff and whatnot that's already been in the works. It can take a long time to get them. This pre-order, like I said, ended I believe May 15th of 2024 is when it ended. It's been since then that I've been waiting for this, but it's 7 months. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and here it is January. So 7 to 8 months in between that time range since the end of the pre-order. That's not bad. That's a little quicker than expected. But again, I'm used to waiting on stuff coming from these other places, and I'm really excited about this. But there's so much content in these kind of things, it's going to be hard to show you all of it. But for me to unbox it, I get to check it out and also show you guys a little bit of a preview for what to look forward to if you're interested in getting something like this yourself. My family and I, we're just big into enjoying campaign-style board games, or board games that offer a lot for us to be able to enjoy this with you guys. Or campaign-style board games and board games that just offer a lot of content and stuff that we can sit down at the table or on our living room floor and play together. So I've got the lid off of this box now, and we've got an ad there, which also shows, again, the original Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. And there is an ad there, recruit your gang, and they just show a couple of the examples of the different miniature sets you can get, but there are so many. I can't remember how many I got to pick with the version of the game that I got, but I got to pick a bunch of them, and it wasn't even like half of what was available. So, and there's like all kinds of other information and stuff on the back here, as well as an ad for the actual Cyberpunk Red book for the starter book for the tabletop game. I would like to actually get physical copies of the books. I like having the digital, but it would be nice to have the physical copies as well. Now, here's just a thing that shows off the stand-ups assembly and reading first just before you get into things. And then, of course, inside here, we've got our little list of things, our list of items and things that should be in the box, and then some assembly instructions for the ruins. And of course, here's our art print, Rebecca and Adam Smasher. And then we have our scenario book, which this is really cool. The scenario book basically gives you various different scenarios and things to play through and how you can play them, giving you a clear campaign to play through. And what's cool about these games too is despite having this, you could play it this way, but you can also come up with your own scenarios and things. Kind of read over and get used to these ones and playing it a couple times, getting used to the setup, getting used to the wind conditions and stuff like that. But after that, you can kind of take it upon yourself to create more content of your own, to come up with your own style of campaign or scenario or whatever to continue playing and kind of open up infinite replayability in a sense. And with all the items in this game, as well as the original Combat Zone, you could almost homebrew a version in a way by melding the two together and the miniatures and enemies and types and stuff from both games, even though they are a separate entity. And then, of course, much thicker than the scenario book is the rule book itself. And this one's like magazine thickness, maybe a little bit more. And inside we get some cool stuff here. Of course, we're gonna see our rules and things, but we have a meet the crew, which shows off our characters and stuff, and a little brief introduction to them, especially if you haven't seen the anime, but you're just a Cyberpunk fan, maybe. You've been a fan of the original RPG, or 2077, whatever you want to get into it. You could get a little bit of a brief thing on there. And then, of course, like we have a nice little breakdown here of our different cards, how they work, what to look at on each card to get your information, your details, and then examples of how to play. And then just like that other one, here's a little bit of a game summary on the back. Now inside here, first things first that we have these two things. They're called limiters, and they're just kind of like a measurement thing, if I'm not mistaken, that you use to track some things in-game. And then we have these cardboard pieces with the ruins that you have to punch out and assemble. And as you can see, it looks like they have what appears to be some various, like, graffiti and stuff all over the walls. Various different things. Whoop, almost popped that one out there. I don't want to pull it apart and assemble it yet, not till we're ready to play. Corpo thieves must die. And so on and so forth. We have a whole bunch more of those. And then here, a very thick, very large, double-sided game board. I'll try to open it up here. It's going to block me. There's one side. Oh, man. Hard to navigate in such a small space here. And there's the other side. Whoops. Let me open that back up for you. There you go. And that's just a brief little look at that. And then inside here we also have, it needs assembled, but here is the pieces for our The Moment miniature, which I could assemble that one just because, I mean, that one's special. We got to get that out of the package. That was a special exclusive for this here. So let me go ahead and put that together. Well, actually, I won't be able to completely assemble it just because it's actually going to need a little bit of glue here to put the Atom Smasher together. So here is Rebecca. We'll kind of spin her around so you can get a good look of her all together. There's Rebecca. You can see her face and everything there. However, Atom Smasher is two pieces, and there's a a part that fits together there, but it's loose. It doesn't quite sit perfectly. So I can put them together, but I will have to use like a little bit of model glue or something for him. And of course, he's got his gun has a hole in the tip of it so that you can attach them together to make the piece. Now, again, we have the little acrylic stand-ups, various pieces there. And those will represent our in-game tokens, unless you want to use other miniatures to represent the characters, like that one, or the other ones that came with the other box. Here's our game dice, various game dice that are used here, different colors and things for each item. And just like the other set here, there is a whole bunch of additional individual empty baggies that you can use for sealing up your items in. And then here's some clips and stuff that are used for holding together the ruins when you assemble them. And then of course, last but not least, we have the remainder of our cards, our character and enemy cards, as well as our things here: sniper rifle, weapons, butter bars, gear, different gear and items, and then program effect cards and things that are used in game. Now, I don't know how I managed to miss it, but here's another punch-out board with icons, different tokens, game tokens, and things here that'll get used in-game. So I didn't get to show that. It got mixed up in between my other, the Ruin punch cards there. No, honestly, that's it for this, guys. Without opening up and showing out each individual little miniature or standee or stuff that was in it. But that's pretty much all there is to this. And again, this is a board game that can be easily played within the span of 45 minutes, according to their rules and the website. Now, guys, again, if you want to learn more about this one in particular, you can go to monsterfightclub.com, which the link will be in the description. You can go and look up, again, this is Cyberpunk Edgerunners Combat Zone, and you can also look up the original Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone that they brought out first. These games are really, really cool and a lot of fun. They have a lot of content to them. And again, you can definitely not just play the scenarios and the content that comes with the games, but you can also play homebrewed versions, homemade campaigns and scenarios that you could come up with yourself and create your own stories and things in this world. These games are designed to allow homebrewed content, or to allow you to utilize what is in them and kind of take it to your own level. They give you the base, they give you the rules, they give you the scenarios to start with. But then after you beat them, you can create your own, you can create more. And I guess in a way you could kind of do that with any game. You know, in all reality, any campaign style board game like this, if you could come up with your own rules or your own campaign for it, you could do it, you know, working within the rule set that's given. But I feel like this one, these ones, just like the other ones that I mentioned earlier, the Resident Evils and the Monster Hunter board games and so on, the way that they play and the way they're designed allow for you to kind of create your own campaign and your own content and stuff on top of what's already provided and given. And you can expand things a little bit more that way. Again, opening up for infinite replayability in a way. So with that being said, I enjoyed opening this, even though, again, it was a little short. It doesn't get to, I don't get to show you everything, but it would just take a very, very long time. So maybe what we'll do sometime is maybe I'll have a board game night where I will set up to do either some sort of a live stream with my family, or we'll record board game campaigns doing stuff like these ones or the other games I mentioned that we have, and sitting at like our kitchen table or something, set up lighting and things, and we'll sit and do some board game nights to show off to you guys as a little bit of an additional content in the future. I think that would be a ton of fun to enjoy that and show off with you guys. But for now, that is it for unboxing this. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your favorite board game is in the comments. What kind of games do you like to play? Board games, tabletop games, RPGs, things like that. What do you guys like? And if you enjoyed this and you want to see me open more board games and things in the future, let me know in the comments, because I do still have a couple pre-orders out there from last year and earlier that I'm still waiting on those games to arrive. So with that being said, that's it for this one, guys. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to hang out on my channel and watch my videos. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so that you know when I'm putting out more content like this, and so that I know that you guys want to see more. With that, that's it for this one, and I will see you guys next time.